holding them accountable. Sean gets the answers no one else does. America deserves to know the truth about Congress.
All right, 25 now till the top of the hour, holding them accountable. I know it's disappointing, and John McCain in an article was actually quoted heading into last night's vote. Oh, you come into the show tonight, right? In a way, it's like a show. I mean, it was like a sideshow, like a circus. And as I said, rather than debating the deep principles of health savings accounts, how the American people benefit and how choice and competition and freedom and free markets works for the American people, or talking about these healthcare cooperatives, which I've become like the biggest advocate supporter of. Why? Because any American can have the benefit of concierge care and 24-hour care and low premiums and access to a great doctor 24 hours a day, and it's working all over the place. And it's unbelievable. Anyway, let's just take a little trip down memory lane. Let's listen to John McCain, one of the many, 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 many times that he had talked about repealing and replacing Obamacare. This one from December of 2015.
It's clear that any serious attempt to improve our healthcare system must begin with full repeal and replacement of Obamacare. A mission I remain fully committed to fighting on behalf of the people of Arizona.
Oh, okay. That seemed fully, 116% increase in Arizona alone this year. Let's listen to a John McCain radio ad. This promise of the Republicans began in 2010, so he's kept it going all these years. Let's go back to the beginning when he said he would fight to repeal and replace Obamacare.
John McCain leads the charge to slash government spending, bloated bureaucracies, and ridiculously unaffordable ideas like government-run healthcare.
President Obama is leading an extreme left-wing crusade to bankrupt America. I stand in his way every day. If I get a bruise or two knocking some sense into heads in Washington, so be it. I'll keep fighting for jobs and economic growth for Arizona as long as I'm in the Senate.
And let's go to the moment last night where John McCain cast the no vote, the final vote, the deciding vote against skinny Obamacare repeal, which was kind of weak anyway. Let's go to that moment.
Mr. Peters.
No.
Oh, okay. And then there's the shock, and then there's the happiness, of course, among the Democrats. Oh, and they bear a ton of responsibility for all the lies that they told and the propaganda, and they knew they were lying. Anyway, we have been literally trying on this program for many years to offer solutions. Many years ago, I read a book. It was called Patient Power. It was put out by the Cato Institute. And in the Cato Institute, they wrote the book about healthcare savings accounts. Free market oriented. You're in control of your healthcare dollars. You build it up over the course of your lifetime. In the years that you are healthy, you're building up a big, big account. Tax free. You get to invest it. The money gets to grow. And if you, God forbid, need it at any time, you have it. You also couple it with something that's known as catastrophic care. Catastrophic care is really what insurance is supposed to be about. You know, you have car insurance. What? If in case you get into an accident, then God forbid you hurt somebody else. It was your fault. You damage their car. Okay, the insurance company covers it. Well, God forbid you get cancer. God forbid you have a heart attack. God forbid you have a bad accident. You know what? Catastrophic care covers those specific incidents, not the, oh, crap, I just cut my finger, I need 3 stitches type of medical care. But that can be covered in another creative way. Since 2012 on this program, I've been interviewing Dr. Josh Umber. He's with Atlas MD. He joins us now. And that wasn't discussed at all last night. Dr. Umber, thank you for being with us. It's always a privilege and a pleasure. Also, Dr. Kelli Ward. If you remember, she primaried John McCain, didn't win in Arizona the last time. And thank you both for being here. Dr. Umber, I actually feel like I owe you an apology. No, I'm not. When I started interviewing you, you told me the last time you were on in 2012, right?
Correct.
And I've asked you on this program, I've taken hours of your life away. True or false?
True. Hours of my staff's time away. I mean, we probably had 1,000 phone calls last week. I mean, America wants direct care.
And so I'm responsible for all this extra work you've done. I don't pay guests to be on this program. And I've even encouraged you to go to Washington to meet with Secretary Price, and you've been to Washington how many times explaining Atlas MD's model?
several times, and meeting over the phone with or by email with even more legislators.
And then when you watch this blank show going on last night where, let's wet toilet paper down and throw it against the wall, that's the type of legislation we'll build. What were you thinking? Because I know what I was thinking.
Oh, sick to my stomach. Yeah, we put these people there because they advertise themselves as leaders fighting for their constituents, and the first opportunity, they tuck their tail and run.
Unbelievable. Now, Dr. Kelli Ward, you ran against John McCain. You warned us that this was going to happen, that he'd change. And I want to be clear. I've said this before. I say it again. I've gotten along with McCain at times, and we've had, brutal, knockdown, drag-out battles between us because I just can't stand a lot of his positions. And I do wish him well. I'm sorry about his diagnosis, but what he did last night to me is almost unforgivable based on his own words. It's horrible.
Sean, you're exactly right. And, I'm praying for Senator McCain and his family as he's facing this terrible illness. But guess what? That vote last night is exactly why I tried to stop Senator McCain in 2016. It's why I'm still running in 2018 to try to stop those D.C. establishment insider swampy politicians who will say and do anything to get reelected. Meanwhile, just like Senator McCain, betraying voters by casting votes like this to preserve Obamacare. Now we have Americans who are suffering. When he called it a show, that just burned me up. Americans are suffering under these skyrocketing premiums, under deductibles they can't afford, getting care that is of lower quality. There's no choice, no competition, no freedom, no free market. So I thank Dr. Umber for what he's doing. I will tell you that in Arizona, I sponsored the direct primary care bill that preserved it for our great state, and I will continue to fight for the free market.
I've always believed that sometimes things happen for a reason in life, and I do believe that when the Republican Party has to look themselves in the mirror today and remember, and as they get reminded in their districts of everything they said about repeal and replace, I am hopeful, perhaps, I don't know, maybe I view this Pollyanishly in a way that I don't know, but I'm kind of believing that they might see that they screwed up pretty bad here, and I'm hoping this opens the door, Dr. Umber, for your cooperative. Now, why do I want your cooperative? Because I love the idea, as a guy that was broke in my life, that I could have had $50 a month care from you. I would have loved that. 24-hour access to you when I did something stupid and I needed stitches.
Yeah, everybody needs that. The free market, Bono has said that capitalism has been the greatest tool for saving people from poverty. And the free market will be the greatest tool for making health care affordable because it makes everything affordable. And the Republicans argue that they stand for that, but then when given the opportunity to help essentially every American get affordable care for $50 a month, unlimited visits, no copays, medicine's 95% cheaper, why are they not joining you to raise awareness about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you don't have to be the smartest guy, but you know what's missing? Where's the Republican Party that has an identity that believes in free markets and capitalism and choice and competition? Where's the innovative solutions, health savings accounts, and following Dr. Umber's models? But with the exception of Ted Cruz and the Freedom Caucus in the House and a few others, I know I'm not naming everybody, but they really stand out in this whole debate to me. There's not been a whole lot of creative solution thinking here.
Oh, you're exactly right, Sean. It's not a surprise that two of the GOP sellouts last night, Murkowski and McCain, just won re-election to 6 more years in Washington, so they can afford to give cover to, unfortunately, the slimy GOP that exists, that is not standing up for small government and low taxes and personal responsibility and fighting for our Constitution. They want to give cover to each other, so they just stay and the status quo is maintained. We need the patient power plan. That was my plan that I put into place last year. It does revolve around health savings accounts and catastrophic care coverage and returning Medicaid to the state. We also need senators in Washington, D.C. who are going to support the president and put America first, and we don't have that, unfortunately.
No, we don't have that, and I hope when they go back to the drawing board they get there. The bottom line is this has to be solved. I mean, one of the things the president tweeted out at 2:25 in the morning this morning that I agree with is, okay, well, you own Obamacare, and I said from the beginning, it's collapsing. Every big insurer has said it's collapsing. And maybe when the Democrats without any of the bad stuff now taken away through the skinny repeal. Now maybe that the Democrats own this thing hook, line, and sinker. Those that they offered no ideas, they burdened the American people with this. They didn't want to join in any solution with the Republicans, and all they've been are obstructionists. Well, they own their failure, hook, line, and sinker. And at some point, they're going to have to realize it's catastrophic for them, too, because both sides have failed the American people now.
We're going to have to depend on you, Sean, and strong conservative voices like you have, because the media, the mainstream media, is going to spin this in a way that blames it on Republicans and on the GOP and on President Trump. And that is completely unacceptable. So we out here, we the people who are the little guy, who are supposed to be represented in this great republic, we're depending on you. We're depending on people like me. We're depending on people like Dr. Umber to provide the care. So that we truly get what we want, what we need, what we deserve in terms of our health care, rather than waiting for us to tell the government that we don't deserve it. And I hope people will join me, Sean, KelliWard.com. Come and find out how we're going to change Washington in 2018.
All right, stay right there. Dr. Umber, Dr. Kelli Ward, 800-941-SEAN, toll-free telephone number. You want to be a part of the program.
Now, more than ever, we need Hannity.